The house when we moved in felt quite cold, not a homely environment. I think I was really keen to get it into a warm, homely place very, very quickly because we had such a big move and we wanted the kids to feel at home. So you managed to achieve that really well for us, but it did feel a cold, unwelcoming, uninviting place. The feeling in the house now is very, very different. I think now we would quite happily say that it's homely, it's inviting, it has been everything and more that we expected. Usually when we return to the UK, we're like, this is our home and we feel like home, but now we can't wait to get back to this side and say this feels like home. I think my biggest concern with this house before we started the project was just looking at the sheer size of the place. Myself personally, it was daunting to think this house, the size of the house that I'm going to have to try and get it all decorated, get it all furnished. I just thought I'll be here forever doing this. And in all honesty, if it was a project that we were tasked with in the UK, it would have taken much longer than you managed to achieve it for us. So you did an excellent job in what we would say quite a short space of time. Our master bedroom was a challenge. It was one room that I refused to stay in. It was the worst room actually. It was the worst room in the house. The placement of things like fireplace had just been, for me, not put in the right place, and it was a bit of an eyesore. So there was a challenge there for you guys as interiors to come in and better that space and to make it an area that I felt I would stay in. So my husband travels a lot, I refused to stay in it, I would stay in a guest room. It is now my favourite room in the house, and when my husband's away, I'm in it and I feel comfortable in it. And the moving of fireplaces and creating texture on the walls and introducing new furniture is just, it's such a brilliant place to be in. It's my safe space and it is very, very tranquil. I think you guys as a whole, the process, the package and the process that you put out from day one is a very, very good. It's very transparent from day one, what you're going to be charged for, how the process goes. Yes, for me it was very important. Visually, I really liked that you provide everything effectively on a board. I can touch samples, and you went above and beyond. If there were samples that weren't available, you were like, we can order that in. For me, that is really important. And even when you get to a point where, yes, reselections happen because something's out of stock, getting that put, for me, I cannot then visualise a new item in a new room. So for me, for you guys to put it back in, that here's the reselection and that is back in the room on the board, and for me to see it all was just absolutely fantastic. And I wouldn't want to do that any other way. The new designs impacted the whole family, and we'd probably all have something really different to say about that. I know so we've got 3 children, and our older one's still based in the UK, and I think the biggest impact for him was that when he came here during his school holidays and breaks, this feels like a home to him now. He feels like he has our bedroom. It's been designed around what, his likes, how he wanted it. And I think it's important to realise what an impact that's been for him, because he comes here, his life isn't here. So for him to have a bedroom that he feels, this is my room, he calls it home, is a really great thing. The other 2 as well, it's made a huge difference to them, because with any transition of moving from another country, I think you take for granted how important bedroom space is, or their space is, for them to feel like home. And all of them would now say they prefer their rooms here to the house in the UK. For me, the biggest benefit of working with an interior designer is, yes, it's still stressful when you're going through the process, but I can only imagine the stress if you were trying to do it on your own. You don't see the things behind the scenes that you're not dealing with, that your interior designer's dealing with. I would never ever try and do a full house on my own. I think, as most people, you try and tackle a room. And the bit that I appreciate with having the interior designers is that you view it as a whole house and you try and match the whole house so that you've got a flow in the house, and that has definitely been achieved here. Maybe apart from Finn's room, where he just wanted slightly different colours, but the rest of the house is all flowing and matching. If they were to do that on their own, the time and the money spent, and maybe not getting things right the first time round when you do it on your own, you're probably coming in at a similar budget. So I think if you can invest, definitely invest in a process where the interior designer takes a lot of stress from you, it's very transparent, and at the end of the day you walk into a house after 2 or 3 days that is fully complete, which I don't think you could ever achieve that on your own.